Some people have declared war on me, and they would look at certain things and, say certain things. Oh, why is he not with his wife? Why is his wife not at home? She went to the salon, right? People have stuff to do, bro. And we don't hold our wives' hands everywhere they go. That's not what we do. That's controlling, okay? We don't do that. If you need marriage lessons, I can give it to you, but we don't do that either, you know. The other guy was wishing divorce of me, and come on, fellas. It doesn't have to be that bad. If you don't want to change your ways, it's okay, you can move on. The second part of the conversation I want to talk about is J Rello. So my last stream, I made a comment about why I think the last time I saw J Rello, and subscribing. So yeah, the J Rello topic, man. I said that soon as there was trouble, they all abandoned him, right? They all just let him go. I said that when things were good, they were all rocking with J Rello. Even though he did some things in the past, they were always rocking with him. He put a lot of viewerships. He put a lot of subscriptions. Soon as things went bad for him, they all pushed him to the curb and said, he's not part of us. He's different. And I'm like, I don't want to defend him because you guys know how I feel about him. But I thought through this and I said, these guys are repeating the same cycle. If whoever falls off or crashes out, they're going to say you're not part of us. And they can't tell you who is part of them. And it's good for their narrative to keep confusing everybody about who is and who isn't. It's great for them to just make it so vague that you can't decide who is and who isn't, right? So they're removing the guys that are tricking, Jones. They're taking all those out. They're taking the ones that, and it's fine. J Rello may have had a felony. He might have gone to jail. But he hasn't been back in jail since he left. So why are you bringing his criminal past? Like, it doesn't make sense. Why are you making, why are you not giving him his due? Why are you not saying, hey, this is also a brother that reformed his life. He may be doing certain things now. You can debate whether they're criminal or not. But at least he hasn't broken into somebody's home like he did when he was 18 years old. But they are not even cutting him that slack. They are using him to separate themselves instead of addressing the issues. If they really address the issues of what J Rello did in Kenya, a lot of these wouldn't have blown up. Nate, too loud. A lot of these things wouldn't have blown up, but they never came to his defense. They could have encouraged him to apologize, and I would say to an extent, Austin Holloman at least came out and made a video when it happened. And he apologized to the Kenyans. But J Rello went back and doubled down. They distanced themselves from him instead of going to talk to him in Nairobi to tell him, hey, dude, we live here. You can't do this here because we live here. You're going to affect our lives. They didn't do that. They ran off. And they said, no, we're not going to talk to him. This is the same cycle that I'm trying to bring home. That there are men amongst us that will always run away from a problem. Feminism took over the US. I understand that. But what are you doing to address that? What are you doing to fix that? Instead of trying to fix it, you decided, hey, we're just going to run off and go somewhere else. And even when you've gone somewhere else, which is fine, go somewhere else and find some woman in another country. That's okay with me. But that's not what you're doing. When you go over there, you're still buying women. You're going to the X market and buying women. So if you can distinguish yourself from the guys that actually go out and seek relationships, you got my support. What else you need me to say? You want me to now stamp the guys that are buying too? That's when I think they're fucking out of their mind, man. This is why I know they're fake. This is why I know they're dangerous. And this is why I call all of them criminals. Because they know what I've said. I have said it time and time again. I encourage you to seek relationships abroad. I actually prefer that you seek relationships abroad. But you have to make sure that you have personally done your work, you're mentally in the right space to lead. Because at the end of all of this, some guys were, when they were dissing me and dissing my wife, I'm like, well, you don't understand that. Sometimes your leadership is what makes you shine. You know, my wife reveres and loves me because of my leadership. Is what I provide to them and the children, and how involved I am as a father. That is the most important part. I want the same thing for you. But the guys that you're listening to, you're gravitating to, again, even in the responsible space, they don't have family. They don't know how much daycare costs. They don't know how you budget to run a family. They don't have. You're never gonna get that perspective if you've never had that. So because they can't make these arguments, counter arguments, they've decided that they're just gonna start now even doing physical appearance of somebody's spouse. That's so disrespectful. What do you care what my spouse looks like? That's up to me to worry. You should never make an assessment of what somebody's wife looks like. She's a beautiful woman. That's not yours to make. Just keep your woman. If you have one, fine. If you don't have, just keep jerking off or keep traveling, whatever you're doing. But the fact that I have picked a woman, proposed to her, married into a family, raised children with her, live collectively with her, have complete 100% joint assets with her, everything 100%, don't even have a prenup, okay? That's how much confident I am in the person that I picked. That's why I don't need a prenup. And I've helped her a lot, and she's grown, and she does very beautiful things for us. And everybody here appreciates what she does for us. And yeah, she's not gonna be on every trip that I go on to. She will be on some and she wouldn't be on some. What do you care? That's not your marriage. What do you care? You know? But that's what they want to do because they don't want to make that improvement that